Section 05 of Uncle Josh's Punkin Center Stories by Cal Stewart. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Philip Martin. Uncle Josh in a Museum. When I was in New York one day, I was walking along down the street when I come to a theater or play doings of some kind or other. So I got to looking at the pictures, and I noticed where it said only 10 cents to go in, and I allowed I might as well go in and see it. Well, I don't suppose I'd been there over 5 minutes afore I made myself the laughing stock of everyone in there. I noticed a feller a-sottin' there getting his boots blacked, and there was a dern little pickpocket a-picking his pockets. Well, I didn't want to see him get robbed, so I went right up to him and I said, "Look out, mister, you are getting your pockets picked." Well, sir, that dern cuss never said a word, and everybody commenced to laugh. I looked round to see what they was a-laughing at, and it warn't no man at all, nothing only a dern old wax figger. I never felt so dern foolish since the day I popped the question to Samanthy. Well, then I looked around a spell longer, and there was a feller what they called the human pin cushion, and he was stuck chock full of needles and pins and looked like a hedgehog. He'd be a mighty handy feller at a quilting. Well, then a feller come along and said, "Everybody over to this end of the hall." Well, I went along with the rest of 'em, and dern my buttons if there weren't a feller that had more pictures painted on him than there are in a storybook. Well, I just got to looking at him when that feller what had charged said, "Right this way, everybody," and we all went into where they was having the theater doings. And I got sot down, and a feller come out and sung a song I hadn't heard since I was a youngster. Near as I can remember, it sort of went this way: "Kind friends, I hadn't had but one sleigh ride this year, and I come within one of not being here. The facts I'll relate near as I can remember. It happened sometime about last December. Lee-too-ra-loo-ra-loo, lee-too-ra-loo-ra-ride-o." The load was composed of both girls and boys, all trying to outdo the other in noise, and the way that we guarded agin the cold weather was setting all spoon fashion together. Lee-too-ra-loo-ra-loo-ra-too-ra-too-ra-lide-o. Well, they had a parrot in that place, and the way he sputtered and jabbered and talked, he was a whole show all to himself. Well, I bought one of them birds from a feller one time. He said it was a good talker. Well, I took it home and had it about 3 months, and it never said a dern word. I put in most of my spare time trying to get it to say Uncle Josh, but the dern critter wouldn't do it. So I got mad at him one day and throwed him out in the barnyard amongst the chickens and left him there. Well, when I went out the next morning, I tell you there was a sight. Half of them chickens was dead, and the rest of 'em was scared to death, and that dern parrot had a rooster by the neck up agin the barn, and just a-giving him an awful whipping, and every time he'd hit him and say, "Now, you say Uncle Josh, gol dern ye, you say Uncle Josh." End of Uncle Josh in a Museum.